This is Get Off My Lawn Live. Join us as we talk trending topics, world and local issues, and the conversations that we need to talk about as people. Get Off My Lawn Live is a NightHawk Network presentation. Hey, good evening, everybody. This is your boy, Eric Buckner, also known as Uncle Nighthawks here in the Vigo streets. This is Get Off My Lawn Live, special show preview edition, as we are setting you up for my season premiere of Season 2, Get Off My Lawn Live, this Tuesday. That will be this Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Now, when we go there, we will be talking about the usual trending topics, but also we will have two major topics as well. One, I'll be joined by my co-host for the Game Time Audible. That would be one, Hugh Lee. Hugh Lee will be joining me as my guest, and of course, we will actually talk some sports as the Game Time Audible will be moved to Saturday this week for reasons I will explain in a second. But also because that's what me and Hugh does. And also him being a citizen of Detroit, we are going to talk as one of our major topics what the city of Detroit should do with the money that they're being provided by the Biden relief plan. So those will be our two topics of discussion on Tuesday in addition to our trending topics. Meanwhile, today, of course, we are doing the show preview edition, so we're going to talk about a couple of things here as well. One, I want to have a quick discussion with you guys in regards to your travel plans. We'll talk about that in a second. And also, I want to tell you guys about some of the things going on with the other members of my NightHawk Network. So that being said, let us get into it. Here we are, y'all. It is, of course, Memorial Day weekend. Shout out to all of you who have joined me here in the Vigo streets as well as here on the book or on YouTube. I realize the vast majority of you will probably catch this on the replay on the book or two because you guys are busy doing what y'all do on the holiday. After basically a year being on lockdown and things finally being opened up fully, it makes sense that at this point, as opposed to watching podcasts or being on Bigo or anything else, most of you guys are out and about. So I get that. But in the same token, folks, there are those of us who are not only out and about, but we are working as well. I have basically rejoined the workforce this week. It has been some challenges along the way in terms of getting used to being more active at a work environment. Some I haven't done in over a year now, in terms of just basically dealing with traffic and other people in general that you're not accustomed to dealing with on a daily basis or out here in the Vigo streets. So because of that, I've made some adjustments, but it's going pretty good for the most part. I've heard some very interesting conversations in regards to COVID and the country in general and what's going on in the city and all that type of stuff. We'll get into some of those things probably more so on Tuesday. But the main thing I'm asking here in the Vigo streets as well as here on the podcast preview is, okay, in terms of your travel plans, what are they exactly? It seems to me that everybody has now determined, okay, pandemic is pretty much over. I'm either taking vaccine, not taking vaccine, no matter what, I'm back to doing what I do. Thank you, OG Kush. See you, bro. So that being said, I'm back to doing what I do. What does that consist of? What is your travel plans for the rest of the year? Are you basically planning to go some of the places you've been wanting to go last year? Have you been traveling all along and you just basically add on to the fact that a lot of these flights are cheaper and a lot of these trip locations are cheaper, and because you have extra money due to either saving it because of COVID or because you're on unemployment, whatever the case may be, where are some of the places that you are considering going? That is the discussion. So as I wait for responses from people, I will basically tell you that me, myself, in terms of leaving out of the country, outside of the United States, not going to happen. Have yet to do so in life, period, unless, of course, you count Canada. Yet, technically, I've been to Canada several times, but not planning on doing that anytime in 2021 at least. Okay. What's up, Big Easy? I'm assuming that is Coach V. What's going on, Coach V? Keep in mind, I don't have access to the other page today, so if you're showing up as user, I can only assume who you are, unless, of course, you identify yourself here on the yard. But considering that particular pronouncement, that's usually how Coach B addresses brothers. So what's up, Coach B, if that indeed is you? Meanwhile, the question is, guys, where are you guys intending on going this year in terms of your travel plans? Now, again, like I said, not leaving the continental United States at all. Not going to happen for me, at least. I've seen several people, particularly this weekend, have gone out of the country. Shout out to my cousin, who I believe is in Mexico right now. It was his birthday, so happy belated birthday to you, cuz. I've seen a couple people, they have gone down to the Bahamas. Shout out to you guys if you see this. Okay. Again, if that's Coach V, I got you. I will take care of that for you. I've seen a few people head down to Turks and Caicos, actually. Very nice trip there. And I assume that some type of protocols are being taken in regards to COVID. But for the most part, since now most states have dropped mandates or at least not chosen to enforce them, the vast majority of people that did not want to wear them, whether they be vaccinated or not, as CDC has suggested, are pretty much not doing so. And because of that, here's my concern. My concern, of course, is that like all the other holidays during the pandemic, we go out and do what we want to do anyway and wait those 20 days or so. And here we are with spikes in COVID. The last thing any of us want to see is another necessary or unnecessary or temporary lockdown of any kind, particularly my people in Canada who are looking to be off of lockdown sometime in the next 7 to 10 days. We do not want to regress back to that. So whether you are vaccinated, not vaccinated, please be careful so we can continue the progress of moving forward. That being said, I also want to suggest this to you guys. While you guys are out and about traveling the country, consider where you are. I would say, and this pretty much goes not only just for here in America, but anywhere out in the Bigo streets where you may be catching this, your dollars should benefit the place you stay more so than any other place. Clearly, during the pandemic, the place where you actually stay, your household, probably benefited more from you being there more often than not. Your city, township, state, whatever the case may be, should benefit as well. Do understand as we're going out to these dream trips and destinations because they're cheaper than ever, whatnot. Yeah, the states that you're going to, they benefit greatly from your dollars. Primarily the Nevadas, as in Las Vegas, the Floridas, as in Disneyland, Disney World, all parts of Florida, the Texases, the Californias of the world. Yeah, those dollars definitely will help their economies greatly, and they appreciate you. Thank you very much. But for those people like those of us who live in Michigan or Ohio or some of the other lesser known vacation spots, why are we not spending some of our money here at home? We too need that money, particularly our smaller businesses. We must consider the fact that at some point in time, these places will be opening up and they are looking to make up for lost times, people. It is harder for a small business to do so than a large business for obvious reasons. Let's talk about it for a second. First, let me address this comment here. I plan on doing some traveling soon. I do get my passport back in August. So it's up in the air if I want to travel out of the country. But for now, I'm here and enjoying life here. Again, if you could identify who you are, I'm unable to see the comments. Well, basically, I'm able to see the comments, but not who's actually sending the comments based on how this is set up. Marami, what's going on? Good afternoon. Welcome to the show here on Bigo. But yes, in terms of your own actual place where you live, some of those dollars, if not the majority of those dollars, would benefit that place more so than not. Coach V. Okay, so that's all, Coach V. Okay, got you. Thank you, Miss Mara. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Very generous. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. But in terms of you traveling to other places, taking your dollars, spending them there, coming back home to either basically start back working or sit on unemployment for a few more months and collect that until it runs out, or wherever the case may be. In the meanwhile, the places where you frequent in your local neighborhoods and whatnot, they are dying. Some of them are gone. I must admit, I was very discouraged to find that some of the places that I was used to going to pre-pandemic are either closed for the moment or just no longer exist at all. One of my favorite restaurants, in fact, just gone. Sign gone, people gone, windows boarded up, done. It was sad to see that. But in the same token, I'm looking forward to what the city has planned for the comeback. But I know part of that will be hurt by the fact that most of the people who are here in the city of Detroit choose not to invest in a city to that great degree. They'd rather take their dollars out to suburbs, out to other cities and states, out to other countries, as opposed to spending them right here in Detroit, where they are probably more needed than the places that they're going. Because in the end, when they talk about the economy, the I say 6 months later, the usual suspects, they'll be doing great. The Los Angeles, the New Yorks, the Floridas, the Miamis, the Texas, Dallas, and Houston, all those places, they're going to be making money because people go down there to vacation or what have you. But Midwestern, middle of the country, some of the smaller states, the Seattles, the Utah, all those type of places, they probably going to struggle longer because those are not ideal vacation spots. And some of those places, in terms of COVID, were hit hard in areas that we do not know about. Also understand, people, as you donate your dollars to other states as opposed to the one you are in, that is going to hurt the economy overall in terms of gas prices, food prices, transportation costs, so on and so forth. So consider these things as you make your travel plan for the year. Perhaps a good thing to do, I know that's what I plan on doing, is to have a staycation for a few days and spend some of your dollars in your local area so that they can come up, particularly if you have those small places that you like to go and frequent from time to time. Because they have suffered more from the pandemic than anyone else, these are the people, my friends, that need our help the most. Not Disneyland, not Disney World. They have backup money. They're people that own these places are billion upon billionaires. If they lost a few billion during the pandemic, trust me, smart money people figure out a way to make their money back. The Walmarts, the Targets, the Amazons of the world, they made much money during the pandemic. Believe me, trust me. So in the end, they are not hurting. Not at all. If they tell you that, they're telling you wrong. So that being said, folks, let's keep these things in mind. Not only let's travel safely, but let's travel to some of these places that need the money more. Let's support them. And even if you are in some of those bigger places, the Vegas, Miami's, what have you, try to find some of those small businesses that need your dollars. Try to frequent those. Try to go to some of those restaurants, some of those boutiques or what have you. Let's skip the Walmarts and the big box stores and malls right now. Because in the end, they will find a way to either condense and survive or survive altogether. These smaller stores, they need us now more than ever. So let's do that. Okay, Coach B saying again, this is a beautiful city. We have a lot to offer here to people to come, but it's the media that gives it a bad rap. And I completely agree with that. For those of us who are lifelong Detroit citizens, we know that for sure. We absolutely know that. And keep in mind, I do plan on spotlighting some of these places in the weeks to months to come in regards to the show, whether they be people who are actually working there and I interview them, or basically give you some idea what goes on in those places if they allow me to do so. I want to do that. I also want to spotlight not only here on the show, but here on Beagle as well, entrepreneurs, people who are owning their own businesses, people who are self-employed, things of that nature. Because these are the people who are going to need our help at this point of the pandemic. Even if it is supposedly over, now the real work begins to build back what we have lost, to recreate what was once. We as the people need to invest in Detroit, particularly the citizens of Detroit. Absolutely. I completely agree. Because keep in mind, Detroit was on the come up pre-pandemic. We was doing quite well. I was doing quite well as a Detroiter that was working in the city. But post-pandemic, my concern is that several people, after going on vacations and whatnot, decide I'd rather be there. I know several of my relatives, for example, that constantly talk about, I wish I lived such and such and such and such. I don't want them to leave the city, but in the same token, if you're gonna travel back and forth anyway, you might as well make it happen. This is the best time to do it. While you still have the summer to set up and recreate and get unemployment to have extra startup money and whatnot. If you go move, go ahead on then. But if you're not and you're gonna stay, then make it count. Don't end up like all the other folks who once lived in the city and just spread out to the suburbs and just come to the city to hang out downtown or what have you. Meanwhile, the rest of the city is crumbling and dying. I've seen enough of that. And for those of you in some of the other cities that are often frequented in the NightHawk Network, the Baltimores, the Washington, D.C.s, the so on and so forth, Chicago's, Los Angeles's, these inner city places need our help more so than some of these hot spots, okay? Just keep that in mind as you're spending your summer dollars. So anyway, y'all, let me talk about some of the things going on within the NightHawk Network. As you know, my network podcasters, they have their own shows. They have their own lives outside of the network. They have their own projects they're working on. Many of them pre-pandemic were either kind of doing shows or basically doing other things, including their show. It's not the only thing that they do. Aunt Nikki would be a perfect example as she has popped in the room here. Keep in mind, Aunt Nikki is very busy at this point in time in her life. She is studying in terms of her schooling. She also has her own show that she does, which is Let's Talk Aunt Nikki, which she has not had the time to work on at the moment, but it's still in the process of getting together. So she could bring that back. Also, she has, of course, the Dish Tea with Big Meech with our partners Big Meech and Big Red that she does. But she also is doing things here in the Vigo streets, working on some programming for that and some other projects that I'm not privy to discuss at the moment, but they are very much in the works. Thank you. Appreciate that, Coach V. Coach V doing big things himself. Shout out to Coach V. Now, officially, Coach V. Looking forward to see what he got going on. Man, you already know, Coach V. When it's time for football season, you better hit me up so I can come check the game out. Looking forward to that. Let's see. He's saying here, myself, I started my program to train young men and women in their sport on footwork and endurance. The name of my program is Georgia Phoenix Next Level Football. Absolutely. Definitely want to come check that out. Want to check out a practice if I could, sir. We'll talk about it. Like I said, I will send the number so we can have that discussion. You are welcome, Aunt Nikki. You are welcome. It is very important for me to acknowledge my partners here in the network, as they oftentimes acknowledge me in return. Aunt Nikki says, hey, Coach B, by the way, you're on the Vigo platform. Let's also talk about Big Meech, who is developing other projects as well. He doesn't just do his show, Dish Tea with Big Meech, which is actually a audio and video show. For those of you who don't know, there are audio versions of his show that you can catch in the archives, as well as video versions of the show that you can, of course, catch on his YouTube, which is Dish Tea with Big Meech. And Aunt Nikki 215 is on the YT as well. I see God Mahaji in the building, and Miss Loyal Energy has joined me as well. Thank you, guys. How are you guys today? Hope you're having a good holiday. Coach V is saying, love you, Nikki, here in the book here. Thank you, Rode. I see you as well. Okay, so, yeah, we got a Big Meech, and he's working on some projects in terms of possible film and things of that nature. Of course, he is a film student graduate as well, so they have a variety of different things that they can work on at any given time here in the network. Big Meech's partner in crime, that's not Aunt Nikki, that would be Big Red. He is also working on Atlanta Hot Radio, as well as some other musical projects, as he is a music artist and working with other music artists in the studio. We also have the man that we call Stan Mason working on things on his end in terms of police reform and considering political office and things of that sort. Sophie is in the building. Hey, Sophie, Page Blocker, I see you as well, sir. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate it. Okay, so we are on 3 stars now on the Vigo streets. I know for some of y'all that see me addressing Vigo, some of these things are foreign and lost to you. If anybody has any understanding that they want in regards to Vigo, you can contact me at NightHawk Network 313 at gmail.com, or if you are familiar with Aunt Nikki, she will more than happy help to educate you and make you a part of that process as well, as she is a recruiter now for the Bigo. That goes for anybody else in the Bigo streets as well that's looking to be a host. Please talk to my sister Aunt Nikki 215 in regards to that. Okay, hold on. And let people know that if your felony case is old and you can get it expunged, get with Project Clean Slate. They will help you on any level. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, sir. You can actually find that information as well as many other things that will be helpful, particularly if you live here in the city, on the City of Detroit website. Go to cityofdetroit.com there on the website. And that, among many other helpful things that you can find to help you in terms of job, training, school, cash funding for your business. It goes on and on. We're actually going to post some more of those things on the show on Tuesday to help people out. Thank you, Loyal. I see you. So yeah, lost my train of thought there, people. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Like I said, we got Stan Mason doing things on his end. No, there will not be any singing. Whoever challenged me, not gonna happen. Okay. We also have in the NightHawk Network the one and only Helena Hologram, who you guys are familiar with on the Bigo platform. She does the gospel therapy. Well, keeping in mind that Helena Hologram, of course, is Derek Smith. Helena Hologram is the stage name of said Derek Smith, as he is a female entertainer, impersonator. Does that and is working on some of those projects as well to get back out there. But also he is doing gospel therapy here on Bigo. That is at 11:30 a.m. on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. My case will be explained August 18th. Yeah, I saw you talk about that on the book not too long ago, Coach. I am very, very happy for you, sir. You deserve all the good that's coming to you, my man. You have went through the process, done what you need to do, and you have changed your life. I am extremely proud of what you have accomplished. Yes, sir. You sign those papers, and you make sure you frame them too, and be able to show the kids, like, look, even if you mess up sometimes, you can make it back and be better than you was before. Because in your case, that is the case. But yeah, so we got that going on with Helena, and of course, there's the two shows she does here on the network, which is Hey Bitches, and the remix with your boy Derek that you will catch Monday at 9 p.m. for Hey Bitches, and your boy Derek, the remix that could happen at any time during the week, whenever he's so inclined to have a discussion. We also have, of course, my partner, my former high school best friend. That will be Pastor Sean Love with Sean Love Presents, which we will start posting now on Mondays, unless, of course, it comes to me on Monday, in which case I'll post it on Tuesday. Agina, good afternoon. In which case I'll post it on Tuesdays, but we'll start posting those on Monday. And then, of course, we have the other audio podcast, which is the show that we know as Girl Stop Podcast with Elena Miller and Letitia Williams Howard. We'll start posting that on Wednesdays. So you can catch that on Wednesdays. However, you will catch last week's episode, which I should have posted this week, was busy doing other stuff, tomorrow morning on Monday. So you might get Pastor Love and them on Monday. And then, of course, we have other shows that are in development in the network. I don't have an actual time in which they will be coming forth, but hopefully that will be sooner than late. Discussions yet to be had in regards to that. But like I said, we are busy folks. We are multi-talented folks. We're constantly coming up with new things to do, more bigger projects along the way, trying to meet some big people, bring some big people on the broadcast and the shows. I'll be doing that behind the scenes myself. Again, I don't know who keeps challenging me to sing. Not going to happen. We'll be doing that in terms of the Bigo platform. For those of you who were not here last week, I discussed having a Bigo version of the Get Off My Lawn podcast. We will start having those on Saturday evening. Saturday evening, probably between 7 and 9, depending on how work goes that particular week. How that's going to go there on the Bigo streets is you're going to have 30 minutes of which we talk about a topic or two of importance. And then we'll have an additional 30 minutes where I interview one of you for the podcast. And keep in mind, it is a chance, an opportunity for you to earn some Bigo diamonds by being on the show. In fact, you will earn 1,000 Bigo diamonds for being a guest on the show at any particular week that I have you on. I'm preserving that, however, for people on Bigo who have things of interest to talk about. If you're just basically one of those, hi, I'm on Bigo, talk to me, give me gifts. Those people don't have no interest in having you on the show, not at all. But for those of you who have things to talk about in terms of your business or things you're doing in the community or things that you're doing of interest on Bigo even, those things we could talk about and you could be a host. Anybody else, work on your content, people. That's all I can tell you. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Paige Blocker. I see you guys. But all in all, that's what we got going on this week. So, like I said, the show, you'll be able to catch it at 9 p.m. I will broadcast on Bigo as well as my other platforms. And then, of course, the Bigo version to Get Off My Lawn Live for Saturday, you will only exclusively be able to catch that on Bigo. So, for those of you who are on Bigo, you will have that. There will be a promotional flyer and or video between now and then for you to check it out. But in the meanwhile, here on the broadcast here, whether you catch this live or whether you catch this on the rebroadcast, continue to have a good holiday. Please be safe, not just from coronavirus, but from all other things that safety issues come into play during holidays in terms of the over drinking and the violent acts and things of that nature. Saw a bad accident earlier, so unfortunately, those people are not going to have a good holiday. I hope they're at least alive to enjoy being alive, at least, because it looked real bad. But in terms of everybody else, I want you to be safe. Please do so. And we will meet back here in terms of the broadcast on Tuesday at 9 p.m. So until then, y'all, this is your boy Eric Buckner, also known as Uncle Nighthawk here in these Bigo streets. Thanking you guys again for joining me and being a part of this process that we call the NightHawk Network. Because you all are a part of the thing we call the village, and we are doing our best to make the village happen and keep the village informed and entertained as well. So until then, you may actually catch me this evening on Dish and T for Say What I Said Sunday. That would be at 9 p.m. Unless, of course, the time has changed for whatever reason. We will let you know out here in the book streets. But otherwise, see you guys either here on Bigo later on this evening, because you know at 11:30 I will be doing NightHawk Radio Chill Zone. Y'all know how we do on Sunday nights. As far as you guys, I will see you guys either later on tonight or Tuesday at 9 p.m. Again, have a good holiday. We about to be out of here, y'all. Let's play that close. You know I'm working on some new stuff. Might actually have a new open by Tuesday. May not. Been busy, y'all. Working and doing the network. Full-time jobs, all of them. Stay there and bear with me. Okay, here we go. Gotta find the close. Give it here. Here we go. I'm out, y'all.